So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea behind this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs, and what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice? Because MCQ practice would really come in handy for your prelims examination. Because prelims is all about MCQs, and no matter how much knowledge you have, it doesn't really matter unless you have practiced enough MCQs from that knowledge. Therefore, MCQ practice is very important. And MCQ practice from the topic of current affairs is all the more important. Why? Because current affairs form the most dominant portion of prelims examination. Around 40 to 50% of the MCQs are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, covering MCQs from current affairs is of extreme importance for your preparation. Now, through this lecture series, you will practice 4 to 5 MCQs on a daily basis, and these 4 to 5 MCQs covered on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone. Okay? So, needless to say that you need to make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. Make it a daily habit of yours. Okay? All right. Let's begin today's discussion with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding decriminalization of politics in India. Section 8, Clause 3 of Representation of People's Act disqualifies a person permanently if he/she is convicted and sentenced for more than 2 years. Section 8, Clause 4 was struck down by court in Lily Thomas case of 2013. Election Commission has the power to reduce the disqualification period of a candidate. Now look, criminalization of politics is a huge issue. Now, Representatives of People's Act RPA 1951 has some provisions that addresses this issue of criminalization of politics. Okay, and this issue is addressed through disqualifications of a candidate standing for elections. Okay, and these disqualifications are mentioned in RPA 1951. One such disqualification is Section 8, Clause 3. It says that if a person is convicted of any criminal offense and is sentenced for more than 2 years, okay, then he or she shall be disqualified. And for till what time they'll stand disqualified? Well, till the time they are in jail, and once they get out of jail, 6 years after that. Okay, so their jail time, and 6 years after that, if they are convicted basically for more than 2 years, if their jail sentence is for more than 2 years, then 6 years after that they cannot stand for elections. Okay, 6 years after their jail time, they cannot stand for their elections. Okay, so section 8.3 statement number 1 is absolutely correct, except this word permanently. This is wrong. It's 6 years. Okay, so this statement is false. Now, how did some politicians who had criminal charges against them avoid this section 8 clause 3? Most of these politicians were convicted by lower court. Now, when lower court convicts you, what happens? Well, you will be disqualified. But what they used to do was, they used to file an appeal in the higher court. Okay, and if the High Court admits their appeal, they would say that the trial is still going on. Yes, we were convicted, but the trial is still going on. So you cannot call us fully convicted, and therefore we can stand for elections. And the case used to go on in the High Court for longer periods of time. Now, this protection of appeals was given to these politicians under Section 8.4. Okay, so Section 8, Clause 4 used to say that if you file an appeal, well, you can protect yourself. Okay, now this was struck down in Lily Thomas case of 2013. Okay, so this is correct. Now, Section 11 of Representatives of People's Act 1951 empowers the Election Commission to reduce this sentence period, disqualification period of 6 years. Election Commission can even remove it, and that power to Election Commission comes from Section 11. Okay, so this part is also correct. Only 2 statements are correct. The answer is B. All right. Question number 2. Union Budget 2025-26 has introduced tax year concept in income tax collection. Consider the following statements regarding this concept. In the tax year concept, income of current year is taxed in the following year. The tax year concept brings India closer to international best practices of tax collection. The new system enables real-time assessment of taxes. Okay. Now, before this concept was given in this year's budget, income tax authorities used to follow assessment year approach. Okay. Now, what is assessment year approach? Well, you will be taxed. Okay, I'll explain it better. Let's suppose you earned some income in the year 2024-25. Okay. Now, income tax authorities would basically collect income tax from this income next year. Okay. This next year is known as assessment year, and this year in which you earned that income is known as tax year. Okay. Now, before this budget, income tax authorities used to follow assessment year approach. That means your income shall be taxed in the next financial year. Clear? But recently, Finance Ministry has announced that now we will follow tax year concept in which you will be taxed on your income from the same financial year. This is tax year concept. Okay? And through this tax year concept, we will be following the international best practices followed globally. Okay? The new system enables real-time assessment of taxation. The year in which you are earning income, you'll be taxed in that year only. So that is real-time assessment of taxation. This is also correct. But first statement is false. Because in the tax year concept, income of current year is taxed in the following year. No, that was assessment year approach. In tax year approach, you will be taxed in same financial year. Okay? So only 2 and 3 are correct. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Dokra metal artwork. So it is an ancient metal casting technique used to create iron tools and sculptures. It uses lost wax technique for metal casting. This artwork also has a geographical indicator tag which was given in 2018. The dancing girl bronze artifact from Mohenjo-daro was also made from lost wax technique. Okay. Now the reason why Dokra metal artwork was in the news was because certain artifacts made by using Dokra metal artwork technique were gifted by Prime Minister Modi to French President Emmanuel Macron. Okay, that's why Dokra metal artwork came in the news, and it is part of your syllabus because art and culture is part of your syllabus. Now, what is Dokra metal artwork? So it is an ancient metal casting technique. Okay, it is an ancient technique used for making metal sculptures. But remember, non-ferrous metals were used for this. Okay, non-ferrous metals means not iron. Okay, other metals were used through this technique to create metal artwork. Non-ferrous, like copper, bronze, or alloys of copper or bronze, brass, all these things. So it is an ancient metal casting technique, absolutely correct. Used to create iron tools? No, not iron tools and sculptures, non-ferrous metallic tools. So this statement is false. Now it definitely uses lost wax technique. What happens is that you create a mold of wax. So let's suppose you want to create a copper sculpture of cow. Okay, copper sculpture of cow. So what you'll do is you'll take wax, okay, and you'll create a sculpture of cow from that wax. Okay, so you'll create a shape of cow from that wax. Okay, that wax is known as wax mold. Okay, in that wax mold you will pour molten copper. Okay, now once that copper solidifies, you will remove that wax. Okay, and you'll get a copper cow. This is known as lost wax technique. Okay, and this technique is pretty ancient. In fact, Indus Valley civilization people use this technique. A artifact has been found in Mohenjo-daro called dancing girl bronze sculpture. Okay, it was made using lost wax technique. So this is correct. Now, the thing is that Dokra metal artwork has also received a GI tag. Okay, that GI tag was for Adilabad. specifically Adilabad Dokra Metalwork. Adilabad is a place in Telangana, right? So this Adilabad Dokra Metalwork has received GI tag also in 2018. This is also correct. 2, 3 and 4 are correct. The answer is B. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding cosmic phenomena Einstein ring. It is a rare phenomena that happens due to gravitational lensing. This phenomena was first predicted by Albert Einstein in his special theory of relativity in 1916. Gravitational lensing can be useful in detecting dark matter in the universe. Okay. Now, what is gravitational lensing? Basically, what is a lens? Lens is an object that bends light. Yes. Now, in our universe, there are such massive galaxies whose mass is such and whose gravitational pull is such that light that is coming behind them, okay, when it passes through them or when it passes closer to them, their gravitational pull is so huge that their gravity bends the light rays coming or passing close to them. And when you see that light that is coming from behind that galaxy and towards you, okay, you see that the light has been bent. So this galaxy is behaving like a lens. And why is it behaving like a lens? Because like a lens, it is bending light through its gravity. This phenomena is known as gravitational lensing, and sometimes gravitational lensing can create a ring-like structure around a galaxy. That is known as an Einstein ring. Okay, so it is a rare phenomena that happens due to gravitational lensing. Absolutely correct. Okay, now gravitational lensing was predicted by Albert Einstein in his general theory of relativity. Okay, Albert Einstein gave two theories of relativity, general and special. It was given in general theory of relativity. Einstein predicted it. And then later, when NASA had powerful telescopes, they could even see this also. Okay, so this phenomenon was first predicted by Albert Einstein, absolutely correct, but not in special theory of relativity, general theory of relativity. Now, gravitational lensing can be used to detect dark matter also, because dark matter is not visible but has mass. Now, if it has mass, it will show the phenomena of gravitational lensing because it will also bend light. So you couldn't have seen dark matter, but because it can bend light, you can see this bending of light in the universe and you can guess that it is dark matter over here. Okay, so this is also correct. 1 and 3, the answer is C. And last, which of the following statements are correct regarding Tobin tax? It is levied at foreign exchange transactions with the aim of discouraging speculative trading. Securities Transaction Tax of India acts like Tobin tax for speculative traders in Indian stock markets. Tobin tax rates are generally kept very high. So what is Tobin tax? Look, there are foreign investors who invest in Indian stock markets. And they invest in Indian stock markets for gaining money. They do intraday speculative trading. They buy stocks at low prices and quickly sell them. Okay. Now, these people have so much money that they can affect Indian stock markets and manipulate them. As soon as Indian stock market is falling, they would quickly sell their stocks and get out of India, taking huge amounts of money out of India. And when there is capital outflow out of India, then rupee starts to depreciate. Okay. These foreign investors are very volatile. Okay. They quickly shift their money from one country to another. Now, to make them more stable, an idea was presented by James Tobin. Okay, he was a economics Nobel Prize winning economist. Okay, he gave this idea and he said that such speculative transactions coming from foreigners should be taxed at very low rates, like 0.1% to 0.5% of their transaction, but they should be taxed. At least this tax would discourage them from doing such volatile speculative trading. Now, this tax is known as Tobin tax. So first statement is correct. Now, India does not levy a Tobin tax, but India levies a securities transaction tax, which is like that only. If you trade in stock markets, you have to pay 0.1, 0.2% tax on every transaction you do. So STT, security transaction tax, acts like a Tobin tax. So this is also correct. Now, Tobin tax rates are generally kept very high. No, kept very low. Okay, otherwise foreign investors would not even invest in your country. So you do tax these foreign investors, but you tax them at very low rates. Okay, you want them to invest in your country, but you don't want them to be that volatile. Okay, so these are kept very low. Answer is 1 and 2 only, A. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and please do not forget to revise this lecture also. And by revision, I mean going through the detailed solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above. Now, those written detailed solutions can be found in our notes, and these notes are available on our Telegram platform. Where can you find a Telegram platform? Just below this video, in the comment section, you'll find a link. When you click on that link, it will take you to our Telegram channel from where you can download the notes for not just this lecture, but all the other lectures featuring on our YouTube channel. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.